What's up, everybody? It's Mikhail Casanova back at you. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Anyways, what's up, everybody? It's Mikhail Casanova back at you with another episode of Decked Up, a Steam Deck podcast. We're here talking about the Steam Deck. I got a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about today, none other than we're going to be talking about this right here. This is the... Do I need the blur effect? I don't think I need the blur effect. We'll turn it off. Yeah, so this is the Killswitch. I'm working on my review currently for it. And I've got some interesting things to say about it because I've run into some interesting things overall. So today, we're going to be talking about only the Steam Deck. Well, obviously, we're not talking about Project Killswitch. We're also going to be talking about Batocera on the Steam Deck. You know, I don't know if many of you guys saw it, but ETA Prime was showcasing that, I think, about a day ago. And then other things I kind of want to talk about. I want to talk about this new dock from what's the company called? Let's see. Every time I'm on the spot, I keep forgetting names. There's another dock that's out. And we're going to talk about that. Actually, I should probably see if I can get Amazon. Anyways, so there's another dock. Ivalar. I believe that's the name of it. It's Ivalar dock. And it's upgraded. And a lot of people are saying a lot of great things about this upgraded dock from them. And, you know, I might have to bite the bullet because I have no connections with them, but I wouldn't mind doing a review. So we're going to talk about that, and you know, I guess some of your questions in the community. If it's the camera looks overblown and everything, it's because we got really bad overcast, and the lights just it is what it is right now. Anyways, the thing I want to dive into first, is none other than the Killswitch. So I'm gonna change scenes here so you guys can see it. So we got the Killswitch right here. I might need to make it a little bit brighter. There we go. All right, so yeah. So we got the Killswitch. You know, as a case, I think it's probably one of the best ones I've used. Yes, I do have an overhead camera. Shout out to Avery Media for providing this overhead camera. It's also a mic mount, but yeah, I like to use it as overhead camera. So this right here, this case, I really like it. Yeah, my screen's very clean. But nonetheless, it feels really good. The texture of the Killswitch is actually like, you know, because I reviewed the JSOX case, and the JSOX case was really nice. I just found the kickstand to be, you know, particularly, you know, average, cheap feeling. But this right here, this feels really good. It's very grippy. Like this material, and you know, a lot of people probably talk about this already in videos, but like this material is so grippy that it really blows my mind how like this does not feel cheap. If there's anything anyone's curious about as far as like the feel of the Killswitch, it does not feel cheap at all. This feels incredibly premium through and through. So yeah, like this feels good. Good cutout for the ventilation. Actually, I need to flip this because it's showing the wrong way. There we go. I was showing it the wrong way. Anyways, yeah. So you get the cutout for the ventilation here. You know, the cutout for the buttons. Everything feels good. It's perfectly precise. One of the things with the JSOX dock, that dock case, that I noticed after some time was like my triggers would kind of catch on the case, the JSOX one, Whereas like for this one, they don't at all. Like it just feels really, really good. The only thing too, like I know some people have said like this is more of a Steam Deck thing, so I guess in revision it would be better for like the power button to be more out instead of recessed the way it is. But yeah, all your buttons, all your ports, everything is perfectly going to be protected. And I like the grip surface. So yeah, this thing, this this makes it feel insanely premium. Like I'm really blown away with how this feels. Now, yeah, I haven't taken this off. I might as well take it off now. I was kind of saving it for the video, but this is the kickstand, right? So the kickstand that comes with it, I have found through testing, I have a Delta fan instead of the Wave. But yeah, so you connect it and just like so. Put it down, and that, and such. Um, and then you've got the front cover. Now I've got a toddler, like you guys know. Having a toddler, they want to get into everything. They want to destroy everything. Like not intentionally, but like they're very destructive, like pets can be. So like having this case on, you just snap it on, line up, snap it, and then there you go. The whole thing, as you can see, it's one solid, like one solid thing. It feels really good.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, it's expensive because you're going to be spending like, 60 or so or more to get this whole thing. Man, for me personally, I feel like if you're going to drop the money on the Steam Deck itself, you might as well drop the money on something to fully protect it. The problem is this right here. It's the kickstand. That's the biggest problem. So for me, I have a way. I have the Delta fan. The Delta fan, unfortunately for me, uh, I can hear it audibly, and I'm trying to be able to record it. So, like when I do my video, yo, what's up, Ralph? Thank you for the 10 spot. How you doing, my friend? Um, Ralph says, I too find the kill switch gives the deck a premium feel. Love the cover. Like it ups the value of it. Like it feels because it feels like a gaming handheld. It feels plastic without the kill switch, and you put that on, and it just the level of premium is just supreme. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it, and it's just this like Ralph and anyone else who has the kill switch. I don't know if you guys have the Delta fan. I didn't like. I apparently I have it. So I tested this on mine and I was running a couple of games. I was running Dealfield Chronicles because, as you guys know, I'm working on a review for that. So I was testing that out, testing out Cyberpunk 2077, also running Elden Ring and running Doom Eternal. And what I kept running into on my Steam Deck was it would start having choppy frames, and then it would just force power itself. It would just force shut down. Um, And when I connect it, and like I said, I'm trying to capture the audio when I do this, but when I connect it, I can hear the fan. Like you hear the fan start whining really loudly when I put this on. Not like you're not gonna be able to hear it now. I don't have everything set up to be able to. I'm trying to make sure I can incorporate that into the video review. But when it's off, it's fine. When I connect it, I start hearing that whine. It's very high pitched, and it starts just giving me issues. Like I said, ultimately it leads to it force quitting, like, or force shutting down. Now, that's how I know I have the Delta fan. I tested this with Lehua's Steam Deck, and with her Steam Deck, no issues whatsoever. I don't hear the whine, don't hear anything right at all. Like it literally works perfectly fine. You know, it. So I think when the revision comes in, she's gonna get this one, and I'm gonna get the new one, just so because it's got the new one's gonna have that locking mechanism versus having the magnet. Um, but yeah, so that's what I've been running into. I know some people have been wanting the video review for the Killswitch to be out sooner. I need to take time to I wanted to put it through space and do as much testing as I could to see if I could replicate a lot of these issues, and thus, you know, I kept having that happen over and over and over on my Steam Deck with the kill switch with the magnetic case. Now, without it, if I just use it without, which is how I'm using it 90% of the time, um, it's perfectly fine. Absolutely. I just love the way this feels. This feels so good. Absolutely love how this feels. But beyond that, yeah, the kickstand for me, I just won't be able to use it. Uh, but and that's unfortunate because I do like the idea of it. But hey, it is what it is. Leo would get to enjoy it. So there's that. So how's everyone doing so far? We got Lizzie, Lizzie Lizard, Gaming Omar, what's up? Phenom Vapes, what's up? He says, I like how the travel cover works with other cases, but they won't let you purchase it separately to keep the money rolling in. Yeah, that is something that they are doing that I think if they just sold this, they could sell this by itself and make a fortune. But they definitely want to sell this as a complete unit with the Steam Deck just so they can bankroll. I get it. I understand the logic behind it. I don't agree with it, but you know, they want to make they want to make that $75, $80 or however much. Actually, no, it's supposed to be $100 if you weren't part of the early pre-order, right? So total is going to be 100. They're going to be paying for that. So yeah, that is that's something that's definitely a missed opportunity. They could definitely make a lot of money with just this. And like you said, Phenom Vapes, the fact that it does work with other cases just gives us such universality. And especially, again, being a parent, having kids, especially a toddler, this whole thing protects it. As far as like going into Omar, I know you're asking about the shock absorption with the case on a drop. All right, so I did do drop tests, not intentionally. They weren't intentionally done. The drop tests were done because my toddler decided she just wanted to like throw it around, right? So thankfully I had the case, you know, snapped on and everything was just as a complete unit with the kill switch. And so you know, when she was ragdolling, I didn't even realize what she had. But when she was ragdolling this, it was fine. Like there's no damage to my Steam Deck at all. I don't recommend because of how expensive this is, I don't recommend like just intentionally doing that or letting your kid do that. But like, I didn't know my daughter was going to be doing that with this, so it was very interesting. But it could take a beating. This could take a beating. I will say that. It took a real good beating, and it's still trucking along. You might be able to see some of the scratches. Sorry if the video quality is not the greatest, but like, yeah, you might see some scratches on the back. Definitely, it is certain aspects of here and on the front. It is a fingerprint magnet, or it picks up the oils off your fingers very easily. So do keep that in mind. Um, but yeah, yeah. But this texture here on the grips is just God, I love it. It feels so good. Let's see. Colonel A says, well, the cover has holes that the case goes into, so it's more secure. Very true. Very true. Yep, yep. Yabuza says, I get mine tomorrow. Yo, what's up? You excited? So also, do you plan on playing Overwatch 2 on your Steam Deck? Um, as far as Overwatch 2, I wasn't that big of a fan of the first Overwatch. So I don't know if I'm gonna. I really don't know if I'm gonna play it. I might, but I don't know. I don't know, and I mean, I'll probably dabble in it. But I don't know. One of the things I'm definitely looking to do is when my next Steam Deck comes in, because I ordered a 64 pre-order 64 gig. When that comes in, I want to tinker around with like dual booting Windows so I can play more stuff on it. And I also want to tinker around with like changing out, different parts internally. So that I'm excited to come in. Crystal, how you doing? So isn't this the one that slows down the fan? Yeah, so this is a Killswitch. Depending on what fan you have. If you have a Steam Deck that has the Delta fan, then the Delta fan will that it'll slow it down. In my case, what I ran into was it would not only start like slowing down the fan, you could audibly hear the fan whining, and you could what it would also do is the frames would start dropping on whatever I was playing. So I was testing with Elden Ring, um Cyberpunk 2077, the DioField Chronicles, and it started slowing down, choppy frames, and then it started like my Steam Deck would like force shut down itself. But when I was testing on Lehua's Steam Deck, there was no issue whatsoever. It didn't because I believe she's got the weighing fan. Oh, weighing, how do you say? I say weighing, but I could be wrong. If anyone wants to correct me on the pronunciation on it, yeah, it's the newer fan that Valve just started, because apparently they just stopped using Delta fans at some point. Without any heads up, they just switched over to using the weighing fan, and then that one has no issues because the Delta fan has the magnet within it, has like some type of magnetic part that this right here messes it up for some reason, whereas the weighing fan does not have any type of magnetic component to it. Lizzie Lizard said, is it worth the $70+ if you have children or pets that like to destroy stuff, or toddlers that like to like get into things? I would definitely say it's worth the investment. I did mention earlier, I mean, I spent a lot of money getting this one. Like not the Steam Deck in general, but like I didn't mind investing in getting something like this. But like I won't be able to fully enjoy this because of the stand issue, the magnet issue. But for me, because I've got a toddler running around and pets, yeah, it was worth it for me. I'd say the $70 for me was worth it. Let's see. Chris Lowe, he says, I don't know which one I have. I just got my Steam Deck last week. Did you order a Killswitch? One thing I will say is like you really won't know what fan you have. So like mine's is technically one of the first, I got my Steam Deck mid to early Q2. So mine's is mine falls under the ones that had that Delta fan. But like the one that Lehua got, and I want to say late Q2, pretty much all of Q3 and below are all going to be the weighing fan, which does not have that magnetic component. And that was one of the things too. Like if you saw like the early Steam Deck videos, they talked about like a lot of creators would talk about how like the fans would be very audible. I never experienced that, which is weird because I've got the Delta fan. I never experienced it because I never really heard it until I started using the Killswitch with the magnetic fan. But yeah, the weighing fan seems it blows cooler. It's quiet, so there's that. Ralph, what's up, Ralph? It says, yeah, Mikhail will have to have the stunt deck. We can watch you upgrade the screen to the X screen one day. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely I'm excited for when they're gonna release kits like for screens. Like if they're gonna have like a micro LED or an OLED screen kit, I am so for it because I so want to dive into utilizing like those screens on Steam Deck. I so want to just like dive in and just start like tinkering. But I'm not gonna do it on my main one. That's why I got the 64 gig as that's gonna be the one I'm gonna tinker with. This 512 is this is my primary one. Liz says if it's one of the Q3 decks, it should be fine. dbrand is removing the magnet thing and doing a lock mechanism. That's one of the things I'm kind of curious about is with the locking mechanism. How much heavier do you think it would be? Because I know with this, this is not very heavy at all. Uh, this is super lightweight, but like with the locking mechanism, I'm wondering how how heavy that would make it. One of the things I have not tested, and I should have, and I guess I can do it right now, is testing how the Killswitch works with the upgraded JSOX dock. So let's see, does it fit in? And it kind of sort of does. It, I mean, the vents aren't covered, so that's good. It's got some wobble, but it's better than the first dock. Okay, so I could literally just can work with this. This is fairly stable. And if I flip it up, you can see it's not covering the ventilation that badly. The edge is catching, but yeah, not bad overall. Only thing with the JSOX dock is I need to do the firmware update whenever they release that so that I can use this with my Samsung 4K monitor. Sorry if you guys hear like sirens in the background. It's been a lot of like ambulances and fire trucks here in Waikiki today. But yeah, so this right here, I actually swapped out um my I had an LG 4K monitor and I swapped that out with yeah, it was LG 32-inch 4K monitor. Lehua had an MSI 1440p curve monitor, and I swapped those. And so, like this dock, the JSOX dock, works perfectly with this MSI monitor. It will not work at all with the LG, which is one of the things like they're doing the the firmware update for the JSOX dock or the upgraded plus the first generation. I think the newer one coming out, which is the one with the M.2, which I'll talk about that in a minute because I'm very annoyed with JSOX right now with how like long it takes for their orders to get here, and the fact that the one that they're sending me right along with the skins, that's not gonna get here. I don't know when because it actually it stopped tracking. It was in New York on the 20th of September. And there's no update since. So I have no idea where it is. Plus they had it set to go to my old address that I have not lived at my old address in over a month, and I did give them my updated address, but they sent it to my old address, and they asked me if I could contact the courier to make sure it gets to me. So like all the other content creators that are covering Steam Deck, they got the upgraded dock, they got the skins, and a bunch of other stuff weeks ago. So thankfully, I can still cover it, and people will, you guys will enjoy it, my feedback on it. But it's just one of those things. Like when you're making content on YouTube, like stuff is so time sensitive that like if you're late to the game on it, it's almost like why even bother covering it? You know what I mean? And so I'm kind of running into that when it comes to like a lot of accessories and even games. So like the games that I'm dropping reviews of, I put them in the community tabs. I'm doing um near I don't know where my switch is. Oh, my switch is right in front of me. It's hidden behind my mic. So I'm doing near Automata, the end of Yorha for the Switch. They gave that to me. The Square Enix gave that to me 2 days ago, and the day that they gave that to me was when all the reviews came out. So I'm like, well, f me sideways. How am I supposed to cover this when all the big outlets have it out? So it's like it's wild. Right? So I got that Deofield Chronicle, Valkyria Elysium. I didn't get until yesterday, and I was supposed to have gotten that like a week ago. So I'm cramming to cover that. I got to play that to completion. I just beat Deofield Chronicle, and that's already out. So that, and then Voice of Cards, I'm working on that too. So it's just yeah, a lot of companies, it gets up to you real late. And I just got my if the everything seems different as far as like this layout. If you guys are watching here on YouTube, it's because I'm back at my desk. I got my desktop back on Friday night from Geek Squad, which is interesting because I got it back, and I'm really salty because this computer, they supposed to be talking about Steam Deck, but I'm venting. Yeah, I'm gonna vent. Okay, so Geek Squad, I got my computer back in the month of September. My desktop had been sent out to the repair center 3 times. Just got this back, and upon getting it back, it's power cycled 7 times. Completely just, it'll be working fine, dies. They replaced the heat sink. They put in a Cooler Master liquid cooling, heat sink and everything. They replaced the motherboard. They replaced my graphics card. But for some stupid reason, they disconnected my front intake fans on my ETX case. I have no idea why. If we had like a shop out here in Hawaii that doesn't rip you off, I would totally go and buy parts and just build my own computer or repair this myself. But because you can't get certain PSUs here, like anything over a 750 watt PSU, you can't get here. A lot of graphics cards you can't order and have them sent here. It is frustrating. So I actually have to schedule an appointment for Geek Squad to get this. So I got to take this back this coming Saturday. I'll take it back, and they're probably going to want to ship it out again. So yeah, it's the one thing you run into when you deal with buying pre-builds. That's what happens. Anyways, So yeah, my little tangent there. Yeah, everything is different. But anyways, yeah. So as far as JSOX, the new dock that's coming in, the M.2 already has a firmware update, works with all monitors without issue, and I believe they're working on a script that allows you to auto mount the M.2. So like, and it should be able to like be hot swappable, kind of like the SD cards. And when I say hot swappable, I mean in the sense of like when you disconnect your Steam Deck from it, it'll act kind of like an SD card does when you remove it. It shouldn't affect anything. But I don't know. I haven't heard any word from them further about that. But yeah, that's as far as I know. Well, let me catch up with the chat. I know I was chopping it up and chatting a lot. Crystal Sandoval says, I hear a whining noise when my fan is at full speed at least. I think I do, but not all the time. When did you Crystal, when did you get your Steam Deck? You said you got yours last week. Okay, what games are you playing that are causing you to hear it? Or is it just anytime, even idle? And Luis Sanchez, what's up, Luis? How you doing? Says it's kind of weird, but you can use the flip cover as a makeshift stand instead of using the kickstand included. Very true. You really can. Yabuza says if you ever decide to upgrade the SSD on it, I would love a video of it. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like with the other Steam Deck that I'm gonna have come in, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna want to do. Is I'm gonna want to tinker, and definitely I want to put a 2 terabyte in it. And I feel like if I get comfortable enough with doing that with the dummy Steam Deck, I might do it with this one because 512 is not enough, and even the 1 terabyte micro SD card I have is filled to the brim. Like I have almost no storage. I think I can go ahead and turn it on, and you guys can see if I go to settings, if I go down to my storage. Yes, my internal. I got like 50 gigs left. You probably can't see it. Yeah, I gotta invest in like a DSLR for like this down pointing camera up here. So I've got like 50.1 gigs internal storage remaining, and my micro SD card I've got like 3.6 gigs. It is filled to the brim. Crystal says I have 5 kids, so I need one like this. I got I got three daughters, right? I've got 2 teenage slash preteens daughters, and then I've got a little toddler. And my toddler is just, I love Isabel, but she gets into everything. Such a curious mind. So like having this is so good to have. So hopefully dbrand will recall all the ones with magnets. So yeah, what dbrand ended up doing was any of the if you already paid for it and if it's shipping or shipped to you, or if you've got your reservation and you're able to order, they give you the option of a full refund, right? So you could do a full refund and get your money back, or you can wait and then they send you the replacement and you get to keep this one. So they said just put this on your refrigerator's clip, but like kind of like Louise said, you can actually use this as a makeshift stand. So there's always that. Let's see. Louise says that they're using replacement. Okay, yep. Colonel A says they did send everyone an email about it. Said don't risk it and use a stand, and that hopefully by January they'll have the new design and will be sending it to everyone who bought one. I believe so. I strongly believe that probably if their production can be really good, I think we might even see it by the end of December. end of December or first part of January, first week or two. I'm gonna bank on like maybe second week, but I think we could probably see something as early as December. Crystal says, I want to install Origin on mine and I'm so lost. Every video I have seen is different, so I think I confuse myself. I did a tutorial on how to install Origin. I don't believe there's been anything different as far as like the method to get it going. I believe you can just do heroic. Let me double check. No, not heroic. It's not heroic. Oh, boiler. Boiler is the one you can use. You can utilize boiler. I have a tutorial for that. I can drop that. Do I have? I'm trying to see. Do I have a tab open already? Hopefully, this computer does not crash in the middle of the screen. Boiler. Yeah, boiler tutorial. So you lose the OLED screen be dope. Yep. I'm definitely looking forward. Tech Badger, what's up? Says I love my Killswitch magnets only affect the Delta fan units. Don't use Kickspan all that much. Yeah, I wish I had the weighing fan. Well, but what I could do is I could actually replace the one in here, which ultimately I probably should do. I probably should replace the fan in this one. Let's see. Should I zoom this out? Zoom it out. And yeah. I probably should replace it out. And if I do, I could do that. Like I could do like a live stream of doing that. What's up, Idesphere? How you doing? Dream says you have a kill in chat. Hope everyone's doing well. How you doing? Sorry if I'm slowly catching up to chat. I just had to get my opinions out there on a lot of things. And we got a bot, and that bot is going to get beat me to it. Anyways, to replace your fan, I fix it. Nerd Nest, yo, what is up, Nerd Nest? How you doing? Big fan of your channel, huge fan of your channel. Would love to have you on the podcast one day. How you doing? He says they're replacing everything, but it's going to take a while to retool all their manufacturing. Yeah. Do you think we could? When do you think we would probably see it coming in? Like the replacements? Do you think it would be early January? Do you think we might even see it at the end of this December? Like, what is your estimation? Again, huge fan of your channel. So honestly, the deck just means I don't buy from other stores anymore. True. But yeah, I do need to. I probably need to, for the sake of overall. I think I need to just replace the fan internally. So yeah, I might just do that and make this a live stream. So yeah, as far as that, I think when I do that, I'm gonna probably have a DSLR. So the main camera that I'm using right now for me is the Sony A6000, and I'm using this AverMedia. Was this the PW315 that they sent me along with the ARM? And I think for the top down, I think I'm gonna need to have. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to have a DSLR because this camera quality is just not cutting it. Which, interestingly enough, don't know where it is. The other AverMedia camera that I had the 4K one that I reviewed before, that one for some reason stopped working. It bricked with the latest update that they pushed out, and then I'm an Ava Media partner, but I keep it 100. That camera was great for some things and terrible for another. I would strongly suggest if you're gonna get a webcam, if it's not this one, the PW315, which is good if it's looking at you, but for like stuff like what I'm doing now, like for like zooming and whatnot, it's not the greatest. I would strongly suggest like the maybe one from like Elgato. Oh yes, I'm promoting a rival to the company I'm partnered with. Yeah, I'm using an Elgato ring light. I've got an Elgato mic arm right here that I pay for my own money. I I don't have full brand loyalty to companies because it's like if something works, if it's great, it's great. Like I'm partnered with Rock or Rocat, but you'll see that some of my main keyboards, like the one I have here, one I have here, are Logitech because I like things that work. So if you like a product, you know, unless you've got some type of exclusivity deal, like I don't have a in my partnership, I'm not exclusive to just using Rocat. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of I'm trying to find something better than the Logitech G903, and I have not found a mouse better than that. So if you guys know of a mouse that's better, please let me know. But I have not found one that's better. Nerdnet, okay, yeah, Nerdnest, I'll definitely. You want me to hit you up on your main, on the Nerdnest Twitter or on your Twitter, your personal Twitter? Let me know which one. Let's see. Currently, it says I think 512 gigs is good enough for me. It just means deleting games after I beat them, which I'm okay with. Micro SD is 1 TB and it's for pure emulation. Um, I You're right. I feel like for me, I just have a hoarder mentality. So it's like I just want to store everything and I don't want to download it. So interestingly enough with that, so like when we moved into this condo, so when we ended up so when we sold the house, moved out of the house, at the house we had Hawaiian Tel fiber optics, right? So I had the one gig down and I had 825 up. Absolutely loved it. We moved into this condo, right? We've got 500 down and 32 up. Do you understand my pain right now? And it's all um Spectrum. Spectrum is terrible here in Hawaii. I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much. But on the same token, it came with the condo, so we don't pay separate for internet. So there's that. But yeah, so that's why like a lot of the games I want to stream, I have not been streaming. Like before, I could stream to YouTube and Twitch. You know, I can't do that. I mean, I'm scared looking at the settings now. I'm like, is my internet going to be stable? Because like I'm streaming, you know, Lehua is with Ezeal and they're watching like Badanamu and Cocomelon. So I'm like, please, my computer. And then I got to worry about my computer crapping out on me too. So there's that. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. No, I mean there is fiber on the island. So Hawaiian Tel has fiber optic. We can get 1 gig down here if we pay additional for the internet. We can get 1 gig down, but the maximum up is only going to be 45 in this building because this is that's the best this building can do. But like if you have a house, you can get fiber optics easy. But if you're in like a condo or if you're in an apartment, good luck. Good luck. Uh so okay, definitely yep, I'll hit you up, Ron John. jump stop. Okay, I'll definitely hit you up as soon as we're done with this podcast. But yeah, as far as you know, so long as you don't, going back to the kill switch, so long as you don't utilize the kickstand, if you know what fan you have, and even with that, I don't think it's worth risking damaging your Steam Deck. If you've got the weighing fan, cool. Again, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, please correct me. But if you've got the updated fan, I don't, you should be fine. But I just personally wouldn't chance it. Um, but for the Steam Deck with the full case cover, like I said, because I got kids, particularly the toddler, to me, it makes it worth it. It's worth the investment for me, but I can't say for anyone else that it is worth it because I don't know what your circumstances are. If you've got kids and they're running around, like I said, I got a preteen, I got a teenager, toddler, and I got pets. And the toddler is reason enough for me to have this. So for me, it's worth it. But beyond that, I would say definitely if you're looking to pick up the Killswitch, if you didn't already order it or have it shipped to you, I would wait for the revision, and then I would then decide like, is it more worth it to, you know, get one then? Like, do you want to pay that premium because it's gonna be, I believe it's gonna be what, $100 total? They're gonna up the price, which is one of the things I was saying before that they should definitely drop the price on it. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I love the keycaps though. Other thing too that it came with. So don't laugh, people. Yeah, I slapped the camera. Anyways, I had to do the Flossie Carter smell because it smells good. So it came. So the colors I chose was the pink. This is not for me. I would rock the pink, but the pink is not for me. This is actually going to be for Lehua's Steam Deck. And here's my logic. My logic was when I ordered this, because JSOX was sending me, the M.2 case, or not case, dock plus skins. I was going to use that. So I asked Lehua what color she wants. She said she wanted this. So I selected this for her. And I believe he said a Pepto Deck. Yeah, so I believe she's gonna do like a installation video because she's done that before with other like controllers and such, like for like the Switch and whatnot, and skins. She's done. I think I might have one over here. It's not in reach, but she's done like skin like stuff like that, and she does like custom jewelry and whatnot. And so she's probably gonna do a video installing this, and that's one of the things we gotta we gotta go today to like Savers or the Goodwill or something, or maybe even Target and try and get a hair dryer because we don't own one, right? It's kind of, I'm the only guy. My daughters have long hair. My wife has long hair. Nobody has the hair dryer, so we got to go get one. So yeah, that's she's gonna be installing this. But yeah, it feels good. I think she's gonna really enjoy this. But for all of you guys, what has been for those who have the kill switch, what are your thoughts on it? How are you liking it so far? Are you guys enjoying it? Did you refund it? Did you get your money back? Or are you just gonna keep it and you're gonna get the just get that replacement? Colonel Ace says, not sure if you already spoke about it. If you did, won't have you repeat yourself because I join in on the Killswitch conversation. But what are your thoughts on Batocera versus EmuDeck? That is actually the next thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that. So let me switch on over. I believe it's this screen here. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I definitely want to dive into the Batocera. So I know I'm expecting Russ from Retro Game Core, he's actually out here in Hawaii too. He's out here in Honolulu. I've never met him. Never met him. I think we briefly spoke to each other once or twice on Twitter. But like all the bigger YouTubers that I know are like that I'm cool with, like Kevin Kinson, such like that, Wolfden, they all know him. But like I don't know Russ at all, right? So I think he's working on a Batocera for Steam Deck video. And I know ETA Prime has done one as well. He just put one out, was it last night? So I have not personally used or set up Batocera on Steam Deck. I was actually going to do a video on it. And I just wasn't sure if I should do it as a live stream, like walk through the whole process, or just make a video as a tutorial for people who are interested. But from what I gathered from seeing ETA Prime's video was that he liked it. He liked it a lot. Like you've got to there's a process to get it to work because you got to boot into Batocera as opposed to like being able to just launch it kind of like you would like with EmuDeck or even RetroArch. But it seems that the compatibility and the performance, from what I gathered from watching his video, was better than EmuDeck. That was what I gathered. I wasn't 100% certain, but that is what I gathered. Has anyone here tried it on their Steam Deck yet? Like, Nerdnest, have you tried it yet, or are you working on that? That's something that I'm very, 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 very much interested in checking out. And I think when you exit it, what it does is let's see, Ralph, you got the wrench now. Welcome to the mod family. Anyway, so as far as I know, I think you have to do power plus volume down, and you can go to selecting what you boot into. You have to have it on your micro SD card, and then you can boot into. And when you boot into it, it's custom layout and everything like that, and it's really really nice. The front end that it's using, and then from there, when you exit it, it boots straight into Steam Deck. Steam OS. So I'm curious. I'm quite curious to try it out. Let's see. Let me. Hopefully it's not copyrighted, but you do go ahead and do that. Okay. Because I believe it's playing purely chorus, right? Kind of like the Mister. Okay, so all right. So I guess my thoughts on I'm impressed. I until like I don't have firsthand knowledge on like I've never really used Batocera. So I can't speak with any level of like authority on how good it is. I'm curious to test it out. I wouldn't mind testing it out on Steam Deck. So I'm willing to do that. And I think I actually might be getting the Pal Kitty. I don't know. I'm either the Pal Kitty or the EmuDeck. I might get one of the two and try it out on those as well. But I guess my curiosity is if you've got to do a whole system boot to get into using Batocera, you know, and then when you're done doing that, you got to switch over to using Steam OS, and then you got to go through that whole process again just to get into it. As far as like the question of that versus EmuDeck, I personally feel like I would rather go with EmuDeck for the simplicity of it. Although EmuDeck has a lot of things that I find to be annoying. I will say that much. Like certain things annoy me with EmuDeck, especially when you're trying to get arcade games running. Because you got to go to uh the other software to get a lot of that stuff to run. But anyway, um I'll probably tinker with that this week. I'll probably install it and do a tutorial later on this week. I don't. What are you guys? What are your guys' thoughts? Let me go over to the chat. Roy says, my deck arrived Tuesday and the Killswitch Friday, so all I've been doing is setting games up, etc. Absolutely love the feel of the Killswitch, and skins were easy to apply. As far as Batocera, since I just finished setting things up, I don't know if I want to go through it again for an incremental performance boost. So it's only incremental. Okay. Hmm. So especially with how Warpinator didn't work for me, so transferring files was difficult enough without a dock, and using deck controls to navigate and oh. I'll probably wait until Steam has a better way to swap into another OS, like how easy it is to go from desktop to game mode because of the same reason you said, having to reboot the console. Yeah, that's just that right there for me is I'm not, you know, like I'm interested in trying it out, and like I said, I'll probably do a tutorial on it, and which means today I need to go get a micro SD card today to try and get that all set up. But the idea of having to like, you know, the back and forth, I'm not keen on that. I'm not keen on having to do that at all. um because my thoughts are if I got to do all that, I either should one stick with EmuDeck or two get like an Ambernick or Powkitty or any of these devices. Yes, including the Logitech G Cloud. I reached out to Logitech to see if they would send me one. I've not gotten a response, which is interesting because I've reviewed so many of their products in the past. This is the one thing like they've just been radio silent. Maybe because I've been openly critical of it, so they don't want to send it to me. But I've seen like other folks I know who are part of like the Logitech G group, like the G creators, or they're part of the partnership, and they're all like saying like, "Oh, this is so dope," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's cloud streaming." You know, I mean, yeah, you're running and what is it, Android 11, but still, like that's a very overpriced Android device. Might as well just get yourself like, one of the Samsungs or Pixel or something, and start playing it from there. Like I don't it doesn't appeal to me. I'm buying it. I pre-ordered it because I'm a tech head, so I'll be checking it out. Ralph says there are first timers getting into emulation, I can imagine, and are lost as to how to approach it. That's and I get a lot of questions from people of how to set up, like not well so much as how to set up, but like where to get ROMs and ISOs and all that stuff. And I'm like, I can't tell you that, but if you Google it, it's right there, Like there's just so much information that's just right there in front of your face. And like a lot of people just, I guess they just don't want to, they don't want to take that time. Um, yeah, I think for this, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm impressed with all they can do. But I can pretty much do all this on the Steam Deck as it is. So I'm kind of like, eh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, other thing I want to talk about is what's the other thing I want to talk about? There's a couple more things I want to talk about. Let me put the timestamp. Timestamp is yeah, because I gotta add this in when I upload the podcast to all the podcasting outlets. Let's talk about the dock, this new one. Has anyone picked up the new Ivaler dock? I heard great things about this. I know Deck Ready did a video today, and they actually talked about how good this is. And I've seen a couple other content creators talk about it too. And it's apparently made out of um, similar premium alloy material, kind of like the JSOX dock. Which you got to give it up to JSOX because they were the first ones to do it. So I like how slim and sleek this looks. I like that little grip right there. Where it like pops up and it's got the. I like the look of this because it doesn't look like it's gonna block the vents. Yeah, right, Ralph. Like it's not gonna block the vents. So I'm very happy with that. I like this aluminum or alloy, premium alloy. So like it'll ventilate heat a lot better. If we look at the back of it, so HDMI 2.0, so 4K 60, good. Because we know there's a lot of companies that were just throwing out a lot of generic ones. So it's got gigabit Ethernet port, 3 USB 3.0s, and you got your power delivery, and Ethernet's on the back. Now, in comparison, hold up. Your booze, you said the main difference is it was shipped faster. Yo, seriously, it'll get to you a lot quicker. So, like, if I order it, wait. So I can get it. Okay, this is not Prime. So I get it by October. Okay, let's do this. Fast delivery is by Wednesday. If I order within an hour and 21 minutes. So I can get this a day before my birthday. Which, speaking of which, guys, my birthday is October 6th. I'll be 30. Wait, hold on. Hey, Lehua, how old am I going to be? Okay, I'm going to be 34. Yeah, I forgot. I stopped counting when I hit 30. Um, yeah, so this would be cool. I can get it if I order. I can get it before my birthday. but it has a couple things. So I don't like that the um on the J socks. I don't like that the Ethernet's on the side. I want everything to be in the back, and I like that it's on the back here. I like how slim and sleek this is. I like it's got ventilation ports because there's no ventilation um ports or out, strips or anything here. Oh, thank you, Dream. Thank you. I appreciate that. None of that is here on the J socks, but it is on this one from Ivalar or Ivalir, or however you pronounce it. So I dig that. So it states it's got 100-watt power through. So it can support up to 100 watts. So we know the Steam Deck can do up to what, 45 watts max. Um okay. You got the gig. So yeah, I guess in comparison, if we look at the J socks, so if you order the upgraded J sock, again, I've said they need to stop selling the older one. So if you order J socks, it has a window of 11 to 14. So there, at least from Amazon, it's getting better. So honestly, it really comes down to what do you want to spend your money on? You want to buy J socks, or do you want to buy Ivalar? And personally, I think because it's not blocking the vent the way it's built, that little arc or headrest at the back there, and the fact it's got ventilation here on the side for like heat dissipation, I kind of want to say I'd rather go with the Ivalar or Ivalir dock. This one right here. If I gotta spend $50, I probably want to go with this. What I am curious about is this going to have the issues when connecting to monitors? Tech Badger says Killswitch doesn't block any events. Yeah, that's one of the things I was showing earlier. How it with the upgraded dock, it works perfectly fine. With the original JSOX dock, it's kind of like, eh, you know. Yeah, all these other docks, like you just see these companies just like slapping whatchamacallit on it. Okay, so they upgraded their dock too. I'm reading the description to see if there's a discrepancy. So I'm guessing they upgraded theirs too. All right, Omar, no worries at all. Um, but you can see like a lot of these companies are buying. They're just slapping their logo on like these devices from. It's kind of ridiculous here. And you got to be careful. That's the thing. You got to be really careful because you don't want to buy one that's going to limit you to how much you can actually like, is it going to cap you at 4K 30 or 1080p 30? Because as I did a video, what was it, a couple months back, 2 months back, or a month and a half back, and I showcased how there's so many discrepancies. So like whenever they claim here in the description, you just gotta make sure, or in the title, make sure in the description that it's also going to reflect that. Speaking of which, yeah, as far as Valve with the official the official dock. What is the what's the skinny on that? Yeah, I know they were showing it like when at Tokyo Game Show. It was all over the place. And as far as I know, as far as I can assume, it's going to be arriving, or I can assume it'll come out next year. But all the updates that they're doing, I think they're trying to make sure that the dock works better when it's so it's more of a seamless transition from Steam Deck to your screen. I want it to be as smooth as it is with the Switch. I don't know why it's such a difficult thing for the Steam Deck. Why is it taking this long for the software to do it? And plus, when you put your games to the big screen, there's always the issues with like, is it gonna work right, or it's an interesting thing. So yeah, I guess when it comes to docks, not bad. As far as cases, I keep seeing this one pop up, and I'm wondering, should I get it? I'm kind of content with the main case, but if you want to know the case that I kind of want to get, um, it's not this one. It's not this one. I want to get this. This is the case I want to get. I want to get this because I can have my Steam Deck in there. I can have my Switch, my phone, notepad, or a tablet. I can also have a battery. If I could get my hands on a battery, battery backup, and it's like it got the headphone out. Like this is kind of what I want to get. Plus, water resistant. All right, I want that. That's what I want. Oh, if you guys are enjoying this live stream podcast, make sure you hit the like button and share it around with someone you think would enjoy it. If you really enjoy it, make sure you check out the podcast, which is available on all podcasting outlets. Decked Up, a Steam Deck podcast. We do this live show every Sunday, 1:00. We were a little bit late today. Yes, you hear the background noise. I think. Can you hear it? Yeah. There's another ambulance going by. Today is just one of those days. Yes, every Sunday at 1:00 Hawaii Standard Time, 1 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. We do this podcast live, and then I want to do midweek shows, probably late, maybe on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, maybe even during the afternoon. But yeah, I do the show live, upload it, and we go from there. And we also got channel memberships, and we got Patreon if y'all want to support further, for exclusive access and content and stuff like that, all that good stuff. Is it looking for the audio version of the show Decked Up? Yep. Appreciate that. Appreciate you doing that, Ralph. So, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about something else. I can't think about what it was. What was it? We covered Batocera. We covered the docs. Started talking about this. We covered Killswitch. There was something else. I'm trying to think of what it is. Switch screens then. Switching on over. So we just go back to. Yeah, we can go to this. We can do this dual screen here. Switch it around here. Nope, that's fine. Switch this one. Anyways, any games I'm looking forward to this month? I am heavily under embargo for stuff this month, but all the major stuff coming out, I'm covering this month. Bayonetta 3 is one I'm definitely looking forward to. That's one that is I honestly didn't think we were gonna get it for a while, but we finally got it. So I'm excited for when that comes out. I'm reviewing it, so that's as much as I can say. I can't say anything more about it. But Bayonetta 3, um, what else is coming out this month? You can't measure. Hmm? Oh, Ralph, he says, "Oh, Deck UI question: is there any way on the Steam Deck I can have it open to the library rather than the home screen? I can do it on PC, not the deck." um, I haven't found a way to get it to do that yet. I don't think you can. Maybe you can, but as far as I know, I don't believe there is a way to do so. Yabuza says you're looking forward to like Gotham Knights. I can't say anything. Can't say anything. I yeah, I can't say anything. I don't know if I am covering it, but that's all I can say. You know, and that's the interesting thing is like when you're like reviewing games and tech, like it's such a weird situation to be in because like you can't have the normal conversations that most people would have. So there's that. You said Tech Badger. You said you can't damage your Steam Deck. Modern processors throttle their speed if overheating. Yeah, that's true. That is true. um. Yeah. So, what are some things you guys are you'd like to talk about? Because I feel like I'm drawing a blank. I had an itinerary, and I don't know where I went with it. So, what are some things you guys? Is there anything you'd like to bring up, talk about, etc.? Who are some content creators that cover Steam Deck you guys would like to see on the podcast? For me personally, off the top is Nerd Nest, and he was already here earlier, so shout out to him. I'm definitely gonna hit him up. I'd love to have him on. I really would like to have personally games revealed. I would love to have him on. I don't know if he's interested. I have reached out twice, I believe. I don't know if there's interest there. Oh, you're a player too. Oh, Josh? Yeah, I know Josh. I've actually on my main podcast, the Cast Nova podcast, I actually interviewed um I had him on the podcast what, 2 years ago? I know Josh. It's actually I'm very happy for him that he switched up his content to Steam Deck because I know he's doing a lot of tutorial stuff and the Steam Deck coverage and what he's been doing has really taken off for him. So really happy for him. I think the first time I met Josh was at I want to say E3 2020 2019. I think. I think that's when I haven't yeah, beyond that, like I haven't really spoken to I don't think I've spoken to Josh in like a year. You said Tracy, you like Mighty Keith. I mean, I don't know Keith. I like his content. I don't know him personally though. I mean, if he'd like to come on the show, I'd be down. Yeah, let me show you guys. I'll share it with you. Yeah, so there you go. That was E3 2019. There's Josh right there, or your player too. There's a bunch of us actually. There's Gamer Thumb TV. Not sure what they're doing now. But yeah, Josh and a bunch of other stuff from they're all a crew. I'm not in their circle, but I know them. I don't think I've talked to really any of them in like a year. You said, Ross, you said, wonder if next year's decks will have Hall effects joysticks. That is interesting. I think they should have that. Now, on my 64 gig, so I can tinker with sticks. um, yeah. So who else? Who else would you guys like to see on the show? So we got player two, got Mike Keefe. I wouldn't mind having Deck Radio on, but I don't know if they would come on. Fan the deck, I wouldn't mind. High Tech Low Life, I'd be interested in having them on too. I don't know if so. It's kind of interesting. I don't really know if I'm Brian Gardner. Hey, I can reach out. That's the only thing I can guarantee is like, hey, I'll reach out. I can't guarantee anything, but I can reach out. So I'll do that. I'll reach out. What I was gonna say is like I don't know if I am considered as part of the Steam Deck community. In my head, I think I am, but like when it came to like the whole thing with the Killswitch and how some of the companies are towards me, it seems like I'm not to some companies like not Killswitch, dbrand, and other companies. It's which is interesting because I've been making Steam Deck content since it was announced, so I don't know. And honestly, outside of having Nerdnest here and also having uh interacted with games revealed in your player tube like years ago, I haven't really interacted with anyone else in the Steam Deck community, or as far as like the content creator side of it. So I don't know if I am considered by like I don't know, maybe in your guys' opinion, like would you consider me as such? I don't know. I think I am, but from what I've gathered from like companies, I'm not. Which is interesting. So I don't know. Um is I don't need them. It, it's just it's an interesting he said I do in fact you was the first one I've seen. Like it's just interesting because like I like the response of companies primarily that. And I don't think I've been. I don't know. I don't. It's not an insecurity thing. It's just one of those things where I'm like, mm, you know, doesn't make sense. I don't know if it makes sense. Anyways, um, but I do love it. I love the Steam Deck. I think I've been having more fun making Steam Deck content than I've had making any other content out there. Like I I enjoy reviewing video games. I enjoy reviewing tech, but there's like a level of like stress that comes with that, plus dealing with embargoes and deadlines and you know, based on your channel size and such, sometimes companies, they may not want to work with you, or they view you as like lesser than. Like when I reached out to like Ambernick to cover one of their devices, right? Um, the reaction I got was that I'm not a tech YouTuber or tech content creator, and I'm not a Steam Deck or gaming creator, which is weird. It's very weird. Um, so I don't know. Uh, it's interesting. I know a lot of the industry is based upon who you know, and that's kind of how you, which is what makes networking more effective. But I like earning things on my own, like where I'm at now, as opposed to when I started in like 2017, 2017, 2018. I got here on my own. I worked my way to 15,000 subscribers, and the opportunities I've had with this industry and turning this into a full-time career, and having 4 different podcasts, and the stuff that I've been able to do. And I don't mind like collaborating with folks or rubbing elbows with folks, but I don't. Some of the stuff of the industry where it's like you've got to, you know, it, who how close you can get to them, to it just I like doing things on my own. Like I want to say that I got here because of my hard work and not because of anything else. Maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe I need to network with people more, but I just I'm in my 30s, man. Like I feel like I'm old. I just want to have fun and create content, hopefully content people like, and go from there. Like it's interesting because like I see a lot of people, uh should probably timestamp this too, but like I see a lot of people, especially on Twitter, like with it's kind of why like I don't really deal with like the gaming or particularly the retro gaming community, or a lot of the modern gaming community, like the obsessive Switch community, obsessive like console fanboy stuff like that. I stay out of it. Like today, the whole news is, oh, PlayStation. A rumor has it that Sony is going to remaster and resell Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I don't know how credible the person that is sourcing the rumor is, but everybody's running with it. And if you want to jump on the algorithm on Twitter within the gaming space, you'd be talking about that. I don't want to talk about that. Like, yeah, like Dream, I'm the same way. I've got all the consoles. I got a gaming PC, gaming laptop. I got the Steam Deck. Like I'm perfectly content. I, I don't. I've never understood the fanboyism. So you got this. You're doing great. You have a pink Steam Deck. I do. I definitely do. Yeah, so like that's the current trend on Twitter. I honestly don't even like being on Twitter, if I'm being honest. I don't like being on Twitter because, as someone, and I'm not saying this for like sympathy or anything like this, but like a lot of you are new, probably have come around since I have been doing Steam Deck content, right? So I'm 5 years in remission from colorectal cancer, right? I was stage 2, almost with the stage 3, and going through that. That's why I'm bald now. All the chemo radiation. Um, for me, one of the things I had to do was I used to get, like 'cause I used to work in IT, I used to get really stressed. Doing the content creating thing, used to care about the clicks and all this other stuff. But the way I'm at now, I try to just like not get caught up in drama. I try not to, get angry about stuff. I just try to like just relax for the sake of my own health. And I do that by focusing on like stuff I like to do. You know, I enjoy the work that I do now, especially tech and games journalism, um, podcasting. Uh, I enjoy, my kids, my wife, living out here in Hawaii, the simple life that we have. And so, like, when I go on Twitter, there's just so much chaos and negativity and the fanboyisms and even with the PR people can be incredibly toxic for a lot of stuff. And I don't care to involve myself in it. And because I don't involve myself in a lot of it, I don't grow on Twitter. And I hate that Twitter is kind of like the be all end all in many ways. If you don't have Twitter, you need to have TikTok or you need to have YouTube or something like that to have some sense of relevancy. And I just don't care to engage in that negative energy, you know? And I disconnect a lot. I disconnect a lot. And then I'll go on Twitter and I'm like, oh, the house is burning down? Like, what is going on? I just don't care for it. I just want to have fun, you know? So, I guess, bring this back to like the content creating thing. When it comes to working with companies and getting brand deals and stuff like that, or working with other creators, like maybe I would grow more or faster if I was more social and networking. I just don't want to. That makes sense. I kind of want to just stay in my own lane. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, oh, Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. That mofo is funny. Absolutely love him. Um, I love the laugh. That's the other thing too. I've been diving into like a lot of manga and anime too. I've gone back down the Evangelion uh rabbit hole. So there's that. Crimson Dragon, mahalo for subscribing. I appreciate you. But yeah, like as far as like all the other stuff, like the Nintendo clicks, PlayStation clicks, Xbox clicks, retro gaming community clicks, all this other stuff, I don't care. None of it. I'm a gamer. I'm a tech head. I just want to talk about that stuff. I'm a nerd. I want to talk about manga and anime. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my kids. You know, enjoy the time I have with them before they grow up too fast, because they grow up too damn fast. And then dealing with YouTube here, because apparently this stream has been demonetized. I don't know why, because I don't think I said anything controversial. But anyways, all that being said, we can go ahead and wrap it. We can bring this on home and we can wrap it up. Hopefully. Yeah, YouTube. YouTube is something else too. That this platform has changed. I've seen a lot of people start same time as me, after me, and very few of them are still here. Because a lot of people, I don't know, I guess it's too hard for a lot of folks. Anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Hopefully y'all had fun. We will do this again. I'll be back with another. We'll probably do another podcast, live stream podcast midweek, and we'll do one again like every Sunday. We do this live, and I'll have more stuff. My review of the Killswitch. It should drop tomorrow. I'll probably drop it tomorrow morning along with my review for Valkyrie Elysium. And then Dealfield Chronicles should be Tuesday. Voice of Cards should be. I think I'm going to do Voice of Cards, Beast of Burden. That should be Wednesday. Tonight, I should have Bayonetta. No, not Bayonetta. I can't tell y'all when I'm having Bayonetta 3 out. I should have what's the video I'm working? Near Automata, The End of Your Huff, a Switch. That review should be out in a couple hours, or if not, super early. And then I got others. I gotta work on a review for this product that was sent to me. Capture card. So I'm staying busy. I'm staying busy. And I got to review this the camera that I was using for the top down along with like this arm, and I got to do a compare contrast video. Contrast video between the Elgato Waveform arm and the AverMedia arm. So I'm gonna be working on a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and I got a bunch of Rocket stuff that I got to work on. So that too. Anyways, hopefully y'all had fun. Y'all enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like it if you haven't already. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Share it around with someone. If you enjoy it, you want early access to other stuff I'm working on. Not only that, not only Steam Deck stuff, but I've also got a podcast with Ashley Edward Miller, who created and wrote Dota Dragon's Blood on Netflix. That podcast is coming out probably this week, so be on the lookout for that on this channel. And yeah, all that good stuff. I'll catch y'all later. I gotta go tend to my children. So good night, Ralph, Dream, Tracy, Crimson Dragon, Tech Badger, Yabuza, Colonel Ace, Nerdnest, everyone who came through. Crystal, all you folks, Louise. Y'all have a great one. Stay safe. Be blessed. Have aloha. And I'll see y'all in the next one.